What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Fosterman's video. Let me know if the sound and the video quality is good. I have been looking at gold all today, watching these levels. This was a crazy spike in volume, and if we just go over to this chart, you'll be able to see that we're actually supporting from this really nice level. Of course, the bias was to go up today for London, which was nice, right? I'm at Designs, hello. Let's see if it works. What is up, guys? What is up? But yeah, we're gonna have to edit a couple settings around here. So let me just get these edited. See what 10's like. I'm gonna keep it up. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. It just doesn't look great, like. As long as we keep it sort of like that, it should be good. But yeah, so we ended up getting a really nice reaction from this initial balance high plus the value area low of the RTH profile. Really clean, really nice. You can actually see that we were expecting up, and then we just shot down, and I was doing the bias builder around this sort of time, and it was just crazy, right? I was looking at this, I was like, okay, we got a nice little reaction from the POC, but I was mainly looking at this area, sort of something like this, and I said that if we break this level, we could expect downside, and of course we ended up holding, which was really nice, so that was perfect. And then of course came back over, nearly topped this level, but then ended up breaking out, coming up, and you could see that this POC was an amazing reaction. So if I just show you guys really quick. Okay, we had the POC right here. And you can see just like right there, it was pretty much perfect. And then obviously throughout the day and stuff, we did have a couple of levels that we were watching. So if I just turn these off and I turn this, and let me turn off the potential plays. Let me put this in here. Let me put this in here. Hide this. So we did have a couple of these 15 minutes. You could end up seeing that just around this area we ended up supporting, which was really nice. But if I just pull something like this, that was that level just right here. Perfect. Sounds good. Audio great. Perfect. So yeah, so we ended up supporting around here, which was really nice. But again, I wasn't expecting like too much from this. If I just go over here and go down to the 5, okay, you can see just around this area right over here. This was pretty much just at 15. So that's why I didn't mark out the 5. It was pretty much just like the 15 anyway. But that was this morning inside those potential plays, which was perfect. Like I said before, you know, we posted potential plays and stuff inside the Discord and inside the WAP page. So that's how you get those levels. But of course, like eventually, you know, most of our pro members and stuff like that, they're watching those videos, those live streams, and then they're able to then make their own levels, which is perfect, right? Right. So yeah, so you know, all in all, really nice, really clean reactions from here. Then if we go down to the 5, okay, so you can see over here, if I just mark this out really quick, show you guys. So most of you guys already know that I have been using Addis on these live streams, but I'm still trying to figure out how to fix it with OBS, because for some reason it nearly crashes my computer. It's insane. So yeah, this is pretty much the only 5 I'm really looking at from around here. Of course, if we pull something like this as well, you will then see that we got those levels. So these are really the only two fives I'm kind of looking at the moment. Yeah, so it's pretty decent. Let me see. Yeah, we have an imbalance right around here as well, which is perfect. And I actually just released a short form video talking about using those sort of imbalances plus the fives and stuff like that. It's a really nice video, so I think I'll be releasing that today, so you guys can keep an eye on that. But over here you can see that this level, okay, so this was actually the example I was giving, and you could see, right, like this is just insanity, that this level was the actual reason we ended up getting a rejection there. So that's pretty funny. We can see if I just mark out something like this, put it over here, just like those, and you can see that we had that really nice clean reaction from here. This is not something I would personally trade. I like just trading the first top of these sort of levels, but yeah, that was perfect. That was a really nice trade. But from here I'm just kind of waiting until we get some really nice movement. What are we here? 6 points just on this one candle. It's insane. Gold is moving just insane at the moment, so it's not great. It's not great to scalp in. You could just get chopped up, especially if you have like low lot sizes. So let's just say, for example, here, with one contract for a stop, like let's even just say, right, for example, you entered on the close, your stop is $450 for just one contract, which isn't great for like a lot of scalpers, right? So at that rate, I would just say move over to micros and just execute on the micros, but just watch the GC chart. But yeah, look at this, 55-point move, insane, just insane. I've been trading gold for quite a long time now, and London usually gave like a 20-point reaction. This was usual London, right? Like 13 points and stuff like that. But 50 points, 20 points, this is quite normal. But the new normal now is like at least 20 points. Whereas the odd normal, it would have been like, 20 points was sort of like, wow. We could actually go over these sort of levels. So this was what I was looking at the other day. Was this New York POC that gave a really great reaction. And if we just go recently, there hasn't been too many of these, right? But if I just go over here, I'll show you guys this real quick. So look at this, right? So that's the Asia POC, and you could actually see right here, those Asia POCs. Look at that for a reaction, perfect reaction. And look where all the volume came in. All this volume came in right around here. That is why I like looking at these sort of levels, because you'll just get amazing, to be honest. Look at that for a reaction, like, which is just crazy, like crazy stuff. But yes, if you guys didn't know, we have a giveaway going on at the moment. We're giving away 1.2 million in funding, so make sure you guys enter that. That's inside the Discord, which will, most of you guys are probably already in the Discord. But yes, so good stuff. So we just come out of here, but I'm going to try to get some music on for the OBS, which would be perfect for you guys, because it can get a little bit boring without music, right? So you can see just these levels just give amazing reaction, especially if there's confluence. If you have confluence around these sort of levels, it's just perfect stuff. But we do have this, let me just see, yeah, this 5 minute and this London lines up perfectly. Okay, so this over here is just going to be the London POC. If I go in here really quick, and I could turn on volume profile, you'll see that this is just the London volume profile. Again, really nice, good stuff here, like. But I just have that turned off. I don't really need it. Like, my main interest is just watching the POC and stuff like that. But right over here, you know, this is where all the sellers were. So, you know, depending on how aggressive these sellers are, you know, if we just pull something like this, right, and then go to volume profile, you know, these sellers are realistically lining up around here. Okay, the most sellers are going to be around here, and that's pretty much just like what I'm looking at, right? Yeah, so it's pretty clean, pretty clean. So that's pretty, you know, that's where I'm looking at anyways. Just a bunch over here, and you could change this to delta, right? So let me just see if I have a delta profile. Right, you can actually see like just right over here. Look, this is where all the sellers are. So see right in here, this is like apex zone. This is where the majority of sellers are, but I'm more interested in seeing where the biggest sellers are, which is going to be like the smart sort of sellers realistically, and it's going to be these guys up here. So that's kind of what I'm more interested in anyway. But yeah, usually around these lives as well, we're just not getting. Let me just see over here actually. Yeah, we'll see what happens around here. I do have VWAP, so I'm turn this on. But yeah, so, you know, so far pretty clean. You know, price action except bar this, right? This was just insane. But yeah, once I get my artist sorted out, so I can go live and stream the artist thing, that'll be pretty cool. Should be soon. Should be soon. So I will get that sorted out. But yeah, really nothing much going on. You know, like I said before, we have just this value area high up here with this range POC. Pretty clean stuff. So other than that, there's really much more. So yeah, we have a bit down here as well. It's pretty clean. So let's see what we're dealing with. More than likely going to approach this value area low around here. So most of you guys already know the value area low is just the low of the value area. So the value area is where 70% of all the volume is transacted, which is just right around here for London. So, you know, coming to these value area lows, we'll see what's happening. But look at this, right? Like before we even, this is just wicks everywhere, and then we broke a nice high volume. So that was pretty clean. So pretty much just staying on that sort of side of things. But yeah, I'm going to try to get some beats going on within this OBS, because that would just be sick, right? So getting some music, and then obviously getting the artist sorted out, so then the streams will be a little bit better from now on. They will. So I just need to figure that one out. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I think I can maybe use like some other software, maybe like Streamlabs or something. But I'm not sure why this stream is like so laggy when it comes to the artist, but it's not with this. Like this is, you know, in my opinion, this is a lot more like higher demanded, and it's just, you know, it works fine with this. So, but yes, we'll try to get that sorted. But yeah, there's not really too many updates to give today. Of course, you know, you guys already know that we do have 25% off going on right now for the Fosterman's Pro. And then obviously if you're a Fosterman's Essential user, then you can get 50% off, right? But you just have to DM a member of staff. But yes, so we have a giveaway. Make sure you guys enter into that and send in all your analysis and stuff like that. Again, you can get free Fosterman's Pro if this is like the full course, everything. It's got everything inside there, and you can get that for free if you send in your analysis into the Discord, and pretty much just help a bunch of other members. It's just so cool. So we actually we partnered with a firm, and they were able to offer that, so that's really cool. Yeah. So I will end this one here, trying to get this other thing sorted, but I'll see you guys.